Hey,
What's up, guys?
I'm
My
Mike
name's
Leisure.
Roxanne
I'm an art director
Bronco.
and
I'm
an
a creative
artist, and we are
entrepreneur.
Proper Worldwide.
Proper Worldwide.
Exactly. It doesn't matter who we are, but you're here because you're looking to create an Instagram that is aesthetically pleasing and professional.
You're also here because you want an Instagram that not only looks good, but accomplishes your business goals.
I think a lot of the times when you start to look at how do I start this, there's so much to manage. There's like, oh, how do I post this many times? So where can I start? And I think we found a really easy way to do this and to help you get started.
In our experience, we've worked with various brands in the fashion, creative, lifestyle, and cannabis spaces. And people in the creative realm need to have an Instagram that looks good, but also can derive sales. So today we're going to run through how you can plan an Instagram feed that accomplishes these things.
We're actually going to start our Instagram from scratch using the same process we use for our clients, and we want to show you every step of the process. So let's get started.
The first step to planning our Instagram is to set goals. Now, we found that our goals can be categorized in two buckets, if you will. The first is metric-based goals, and the second is value-based goals.
When we start talking about metrics, we're looking at how do I generate followers? How many do I want? How many more comments do I want on a specific post or overall? And then how can I drive sales?
For value-based goals, we're thinking, what value do I want to provide for my followers? And generally, that falls into inform, inspire, educate, or entertain. It is very important to establish your goals first thing because these will give you an objective guide on how you measure success and will keep you on track.
We've actually started our deck and we're using Google Drive, which is our preference, but there are so many different ways you can do this. You can use Canva, you can use Pages, PowerPoint even.
If you use PowerPoint.
You can literally do this however you want, but we like to use Google. It's a free service. Everyone should use it. It's free.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's show you guys how we do it here at Proper Worldwide.
In our goals, we have our metric-based ones here to the left. Of course, it looks very underwhelming now because we're just getting started, but we want to reach 100 followers by the end of month 1. We're looking at posting 3 times a week because we're going to start slow and see how we go from there. Later on, we'll be drive traffic to our YouTube channel.
And as you can see, metric-based goals should be numerically oriented, but something like drive traffic to YouTube, that is something that you can't really put a number on when you're first getting started. So don't even worry about having well-defined numbers in the first go. Next, let's run through our value-based goals. So being that we are an educational channel on YouTube, we want our Instagram to pull from that. The first goal we have is to inspire young creative entrepreneurs to think critically and strategically about business and design. The second goal is to educate on best practices for technique, creative flow, and work philosophy. And lastly, this is more of a community kind of goal, and that is to connect with passionate thinkers, doers, and trailblazers. So as you guys can see, those are our goals. And already you kind of get a feel for what we are set out to do. And that's why it's extremely important to establish this first thing. It not only tells you what content to create, but it also tells you the kind of people that you want to be in your community. The next thing we're going to talk about is posting frequency. Now, one of the first things we want to stress about posting frequency is quality over quantity. And that is because the algorithm rewards engagement.
When you start looking at if we post like 20 times a week and then nobody engages in it, 1, Instagram's not going to be rewarding for that. And then 2, your community is not going to be responding to it. So you're doing more work and not receiving anything. So we're going to want to focus on quality despite what everyone says about Instagram. And it leads us to our next point of how much do you want to post versus how much can you post? A lot of the times we're thinking like, let's post 7 times a week. I see Hypebeast doing it. I see X, Y, and Z doing that. But then what are you able to do? And how much content do you have? Where can you pull from?
The point here is to create a system that is sustainable for your business. One thing that we recommend to our clients is the ramp up method. Start with, let's say, 2 or 3 times a week, And then maybe by month 2 or month 3, you start posting 5 times a week. This will help you establish a flow and also kind of get a little sample of what content is working and what isn't.
For Proper Worldwide, as an example, we're just starting, so a lot of this is going to be curated content, and we're going to post maybe 3 times a week because we don't have all the content yet. As soon as we start moving, we'll probably start to post a little more original content. We'll pull from our YouTube channel to create little bits here and there. But as you can see, our bandwidth is a bit lower now, but as we go forward, we're going to rework this and then figure out what works out for us.
Ramp up.
Exactly. The next part is...
Ooh, this is my favorite part.
Is it really?
Yes. The next thing that you need to do to plan your Instagram feed is to define your content categories. This is basically having a clear view of what I'm going to post. And we also like to call this topics of discussion because social media should be social.
If you're following along and you've already written your goals, if not, maybe you have some stocked away, you can actually use those to turn into categories. For instance, we have
Inspire.
Our value-based ones is inspire or to educate. Those are literally content categories that you can use now. For inspo, it could be how do I wear this t-shirt with this jacket? What inspiration on new places to go to, new restaurants or something like that, depending on what your business is. And then something like entertainment would be another category.
Memes. We all love memes, unfortunately.
Memes.
Deep fried.
Wow.
If you are just starting out and have literally nothing to begin with, I would also suggest to look at your competitors or accounts that you admire or aspire to be like. Take a tally of what they post in a given week and then use that also to guide your content categories. Leisure, what can we do if we've been an active account already?
If you already have a brand, you already have an account, you can also look at competitors. You can also look at similar accounts that can help you to grow and elevate your stuff as well. Or you can look at the posts that have been doing well on your page, look at the data, look at the analytics, and have that inform what your content categories will be. If you're looking to figure out how many content categories, you can have as many as you'd like. You can have 3, you can have 20, but we recommend 6. At least 6. I personally like to have more content categories when we work with different clients. I like to try to get it up to 9 because then it creates a really diverse look and it really gets that variation going on and keeps your followers interested.
We recommend to start with 6 because, like I said, sustainability and being able to manage things. We're going for not necessarily easy, but manageable.
For Proper Worldwide, we're more focused on the education and inspiration aspect, especially on our Instagram. Occasionally we'll have some entertainment squeezed in there just to give you a little flavor. But our first content category is going to be inspo, which we're going to help inspire people in design, branding, photography, video, and then icons within those realms and spaces.
The next content category is what's the big idea? Now, I like to have fun with some of these content categories and naming them. It kind of gives a little taste of your personality, your brand personality. What's the big idea will be thought-provoking quotes, ideas, and philosophies. And those can be curated or you can create your own template for that. But that is a bucket that we will be reaching into frequently.
And of course, number 3,
for the culture.
We got to stay with the culture like some kombucha, you know what I mean? Like cheese, we love cheese.
We sure do.
But the big cheese is lifestyle and cultural influences.
Lifestyle and cultural influences. This would be great in attracting the kind of people you want to associate with because life is life and that's my style. For
us personally, we love music, skating, fashion, and so we're going to want to have a nice eclectic mix of those cultures and lifestyles infused into the everyday posts. Quick tip, number 4, bite-sized how-tos and tutorials. These can be pulled from different people or it can be our own personal tutorials, things that we want to share with people on how to do something better or more efficiently, and potentially even how to do it, period. The next content category is haha and aha moments.
And I kind of just grouped this in together because it is mostly pulling moments from our YouTube channel. And that can vary from funny bloopers or very profound insights or bits from interviews that we will have. So stay tuned.
And for the last category, we have YouTube promotion, which is not going to happen very often, but occasionally we will try to pull some people from Instagram over to our YouTube channel to watch these tutorials discussions in its entirety, as opposed to just watching the bite-sized pieces here and there. If you're done having a snack, you want to be done with the appetizers, head to the main course over on YouTube.
So those were our content categories. And I do want to say a common principle you might hear in marketing is the 80-20 rule. I think it's kind of scaled to even 90-10. And that refers to how much you are promoting and how much content of yours provides value. As you can see, we had only one content category that was promotional. And I think that for Instagram especially, it's more of a visual source of inspiration kind of platform. So that's just something you want to keep in mind when you are planning your Instagram.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it'd be like if you landed on our page and it was like, watch our new YouTube channel and then check out our new video. Hey, just dropped a new video. Yeah. It would get old. I think even if you did like us, you'd be tired of seeing it. But if you were consistently doing that, then people are going to get bored. But another thing I want to talk about is consistency in aesthetic. And for that, we have what we like to call the 3 things to consider for consistency, which are color, contrast, and composition. If we pull up our guide here, we actually have some visual examples for how we want this done for proper worldwide. In color, I'm personally looking for something that's a bit more muted, neutral, and I have a couple occasional pops of color, and you can do this however you want. Yours can be very colorful and it could be very black and white. Whatever the case may be, it has to be something that speaks to you. In contrast, I think we want to be a bit more bold and we want to have each shot that comes up really pop. And so I'm looking to have medium to high contrast on our feed. The last part is composition. For us, we're going to be sequencing. We want shots that are close up and then medium and then wide. It doesn't have to be that every time, but we're going to try and keep things
varied throughout.
Yeah, because I think sometimes when you have too much close together, the feed starts to look a little crazy unless you're planning for that and you want to do like, let's highlight 6 people or 3 people this month. And it's going to be like these 3 big faces are going to be on there. But otherwise, I like to break it up a little bit.
So once you've established your visual aesthetic, you want to then put together a mood board. And I know that these things seem very tedious and nitpicky, or, you know, let's just euphemize it and say detail-oriented. But it's important to establish and define these things for yourself. Putting together this mood board will kind of give you an idea of how you need to lay out and spread out your posts. And it will also help you convey the feeling of your brand, the mood, if you will.
When it comes to figuring out your consistency and then your overall feel, these are actually interchangeable. You could do your mood board first and then draw it from what your mood board looks like. Like maybe you're already pulling this mood board for what your brand feels like, and then be like, oh, I'm noticing this is the kind of stuff I'm pulling and this is what would work in my feed. Or you can say, go to the other side and just look at what's working and what you like and then pull a mood board that fits that. And there's no clear-cut way to do this.
Do what feels right, work with what you have.
Now that we're actually done going through these quick points that'll help you get started, we're actually going to take all of our stuff now and then translate it into a real feed and then put it into a template that we created in Photoshop. I like using artboards, so these are some posts that we found. Just going to drop these in. Then once we have everything in there, we're going to make sure that we're actually labeled so that when they're done, we know where they are, put them in the right folders, get them all exported. Awesome, everything's exported. Then what we like to do, again, using the free Google Docs, hop up in your Google Drive, put it in a Google Doc, and then we can write our captions here. What I love about Google Docs and using this suite is that you can share it with your team members. You can access it from anywhere, and it's really easy to do because it's on the cloud. It's on the
On the
cloud.
cloud, baby.
But yeah, so I think this works a lot because Roxanne and I can actually share this doc and then write the captions together, leave comments on it and things like that. And then once we're done, we're gonna throw this all in Sprout, get it scheduled, and send it out. But I know we went through this last part, the actual execution of it, fairly quickly. This video was mainly put together to show you how to get started. So if you want a video from us to explain in depth what we do in past creating this deck and planning it, let us know in the comments below. If you're already starting your decks and you want some feedback, follow us on Instagram, DM us there, and the link will be in the description.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Smash that goddamn sub button. Turn on post notifications if you want to learn how to get a proper start to building your brand.
This is Proper Worldwide.
It always comes full circle.